Namaste. I'm Yogi Devaraj from Yoga University of the Americas. In the series of Panchakosha Viveka, I welcome you all for this 5th yoga session on Panchakosha Viveka. Let us start the session with 3 Omkaras and Om Sahana Bhavatu. Inhale and start. Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Avidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Welcome you all. Friends, I am taking you little bit deeper today. I hope you are prepared for that. In the Panchakoshas, there are 5 koshas: Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha and Anandamaya Kosha. We have discussed a little bit about Annamaya Kosha, which is a physical body. We also call it as Sthula Sharira. Physical body is called Sthula Sharira, which can be physically felt, experienced by touching. Tangible. That is the meaning. Sthula Sharira. But from Pranamaya Kosha onwards, that means Pranamaya Kosha, then Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha. These 3 are put together are called Sukshma Sharira or subtle body. Why Sukshma or why subtle? You cannot see, you cannot touch, but you can feel something as far as Pranamaya is concerned. But Manomaya Kosha is still subtler. Vijnanamaya Kosha, much more subtler. We will see as we proceed. But for the time being, Pranamaya Kosha is subtler Kosha or Sukshma Sharira. Now, I will tell you today 2-3 points, very, very, very important. Please listen to me carefully today. Before the prana enters in the first inhalation, this body is only flesh and blood. All the activities start only after the first inhalation starts. Now please understand, is it only the inhalation or is it only the breath which comes inside? Because even today, if you take inside breath, after a few minutes, maybe for a few seconds, for some people, you will feel like throwing that breath or air or prana which has gone inside to outside, right? Who is doing that? Medically you may tell excess of carbon dioxide and all that, but go beyond that. Here the thinking in yoga is always beyond that. Then similarly, after exhalation, If you don't take inhalation for some time, or few minutes or few seconds, there will be a craving from inside to take the breath. Who is doing that? Who is creating that craving inside, friends? But after the death, there is no craving for breath. After the death, there is no craving for the breath or suffocation of the breath. Only again we will come back to the flesh and blood. Correct? Think for a while, because I am going to give you a beautiful concept in this if you are able to understand this. So, at the time of death, breath goes out as a last exhalation. Yes, it is true. But along with that last exhalation, something else also goes out, isn't it? In addition to the breath or the air, something else also goes out, because of which we cannot take the inhalation, because of which this body is declared as dead, because of which all the activities comes to standstill. So, considering only these two things, procedure, that is the first inhalation and the last exhalation, what could be our conclusion if you are really a seeker, if you are really doing pranayama, if you are really working using your intellect? Friends, I am declaring boldly something which please remember. Prana is the carrier of Atman, or the soul. Prana is the carrier of Atman, or the soul. Please think. Because of that, it is carrying. After the first inhalation, everything starts. After the last exhalation, it stops. That means what? Atman stays in the body from the first inhalation till the last exhalation. That means what? It is closely, very closely connected to Atman. Prana and Atman are totally connected. Friends, as we go, we can go still further in the depth of the knowledge of Prana. So, Prana is the carrier of Atman or soul. That you understood now. See, this can be further explained by using the reference from one of the meditation, which is very popular. In that we say, I am not the body, I am not the mind, not even the intellect. Friends, here body means Annamaya Kosha, mind means Manomaya Kosha, intellect means Vijnanamaya Kosha. We are declaring, we are confessing, we are boldly expressing that I am not the body, Annamaya Kosha. I am not the mind, Manomaya Kosha. I am not the intellect, Vijnanamaya Kosha. But we never tell, I am not Pranamaya Kosha. See, that is the beauty. That is what you have to understand. That is what you have to ask your teacher, why Pranamaya Kosha is not included then. Why it is excluded? Now we are separating Annamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha separate and Pranamaya Kosha and Anandamaya Kosha separate. When you are able to give up the existence or the memory or the of Annamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha and Vijnanamaya Kosha, what is left then? Only Pranamaya Kosha and Anandamaya Kosha. While explaining about meditation, I was telling you this. Forget these three, then what happens? Only these two remains. That is what happens in sleep also. When you are sleeping, you are not aware of your body. You are not aware of your mind. You are not aware of your intellect. But you are still there. You are breathing. Your body is breathing. Right? Please understand, this has to be thought. At least today, whole day, you think about this only. Then only you will understand the intricacies of the Pranamaya Kosha or Pranayama or Prana. So, Atman is closely connected to Prana or Pranamaya Kosha or Pranayama. You have understood today. You have also understood the second part, that meditation part. Only when you are able to forget your body, mind and the intellect, you will be in meditation. So, only Prana and Ananda are connected. I am telling you each and every connection. Each and every kosha is connected to Anandamaya Kosha in its own way. So prana is connected to Anandamaya Kosha. That is what we do during meditation. Or using prana, you can reach Anandamaya Kosha. That is the process of meditation, which is our purpose of living also. Be in Anandamaya Kosha. That is what we tell. Don't expect anything outside the body for your happiness, because happiness or the bliss is inside. Go inside using the breath. As I told you, breath is the prana is the carrier of Atman. Breath is also an instrument to go inside the body. What a wonderful thing, What you have to understand about prana, pranayama and Atman, Brahman, all these things are connected to each other. This is the way. Prana is very, very important. Then it has been discussed in Upanishads and in Bhagavad Gita also. Mind is very vibrant, turbulent, dynamic. It's very difficult to control it. Yes, all these things are true. But this can also be controlled using the prana or the techniques of pranayama. Just close your eyes. That is pratyahara, part of pratyahara I told you. Then just start observing your own breath. As you just start observing your breath, it becomes slow, deep, long, continuous. Just observe. That observation itself is the key in pranayama. As you keep observing, your breath becomes slow, deep, long and continuous. Once your breath becomes slow, deep, long, continuous, you are with your Anandamaya Kosha. That is how you are getting connected to Anandamaya Kosha. See how prana is connected to Anandamaya Kosha. Friends, I told you already how it is connected to Annamaya Kosha. See, let me repeat for that matter. In Annamaya Kosha, the most important process is digestion. Even for digestion, you need the breath or the prana. That is why in yoga it is said, eat only half the stomach. Leave 1/4 then for water. Then 1/4 for air or the breath or the prana. That is the best way of eating. So, here what happens is, breath or the air or the energy is required for digestion. We have to give scope for all these things. Breath or the air, water and the food. Now I will tell you how it is connected to the mind. When the breath is slow, number of thoughts will be less. When the breath is fast, number of thoughts are more in the mind. See, that is a connectivity. But, friends, all these things you can understand. Please don't believe me. I told you, I am always telling this. Don't believe me. Work on your mind. Work on your prana. Work on your body. Please, then only you believe. So, mind you can control only through the breath, through the prana. That is why prana is more emphasized in Ashtanga Yoga. Okay, there are some senior teachers I'm finding, sadhaks, even seekers in this group right now who are watching. For them, I want to tell you one more very interesting secret from Siddha system. See, in Siddha system, the main emphasis is on diseaseless body, ageless body, deathless body. Diseaseless body, ageless body and deathless body. How it is possible? Yes, many people, especially in Tamil Nadu, know about the secret of all this. I I came to know very recently, friends. I didn't know. Because yoga is so vast. It is like an ocean. At any point of time, nobody can claim that, yes, I know everything in yoga. It's very, very difficult. Only a fool can tell, I know yoga. How it is possible? Again, mainly based on pranayama, Kriya Kundalini Yoga. That is how they tell. Kriya Kundalini Yoga, which is being supported, blessed by Mahavatar Babaji, who is still living after 2500 years in Himalayas, and he is visible physically for many of his seekers, disciples across the world. That is possible. The first thing is you should have faith in Guru. Then the journey starts. Now, coming back to the secret which I wanted to share for the senior seekers today. See, they call it as Swarupa Samadhi. What is that? Or I can also call it as Jiva Samadhi. What is that? Jiva Samadhi or Swarupa Samadhi. If you are practicing pranayama for a very, very long time, through the Nadi Shuddhi, I will tell you later when I take a pranayama, just listen as a secret, only for the seniors I am telling you. Once you are doing pranayama, especially the Nadi Shuddhi pranayama for a long time, you know what happens. This gets balanced. Then that prana starts moving in the Sushumna Nadi. When the Ida and Pingala are balanced, prana enters the Sushumna Nadi. When it enters the Sushumna Nadi, when you are in Samadhi, your prana is there inside. But if you stop that prana in Sushumna Nadi, what happens? So I am not telling the complete secret. Seekers, seniors, you have to work on that. And you can come back to me or you can discuss with me personally also. When Ida and Pingala are balanced, when the prana enters or moving only in the Sushumna Nadi, if he stops breathing at that point of time, what happens? Please work on this and you can come back to me. So friends, prana or the pranayama is the most deepest subject. One has to do Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, Jnana. Then only they will get each and every concept by concept. The first thing is Shravana, listen properly from the proper Guru. Then Manana, keep on thinking about that only. Nididhyasana, work on that, contemplate on that, do some action on that. That is Nididhyasana. Then only the last stage is Jnana. This is the steps in Jnana Yoga. So friends, today, because I told you top secrets, you have to work on that. So I am stopping because just unloading some information is of no use in pranayama. You have to work on that. You can come back to me on Facebook or WhatsApp. Then probably we can discuss. Or probably I can raise that subject again. So, I thank you all for blessing us by watching and spreading this great message of yoga to to the whole world, which is the purpose of our Yoga University of the Americas. I request all of you to join the movement of spreading yoga in a big way so that we can save brothers and sisters from all the problems of this world. So with this, I am just closing. Slowly come to Namaskar Mudra. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyanto, ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, friends. Thank you again, especially friends from USA, Muralidhar, Madam Lata, then from Chicago, for Panchula Ganeshan, and all my friends from India and maybe from other countries also, I don't know. Thank you so much.